since we just watched that video about who we are and who Jesus is, I felt it appropriate to take some time, and what I want to do is just try to introduce who God is, to hopefully help explain kind of why we are gathered here around this table. So to start, I'll be reading from Romans chapter 3, verses 21 through 26. It says, "But now the righteousness of God apart from the law is revealed, being witnessed by the law and the prophets, even the righteousness of God through faith in Jesus Christ to all and on all who believe, for there is no difference. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Christ Jesus, whom God set forth as a propitiation by his blood through faith to demonstrate his righteousness, because in his forbearance God has passed over the sins that were previously committed, to demonstrate at the present time his righteousness, that he might be just and the justifier of the one who has faith in Jesus." So, I want to introduce you all to a God who is just and who is righteous. These verses describe God in a handful of ways, but I want to focus on these two for now. We can see in verse 26, it shows how God is just, and it gives us an example of how God is righteous in verses 21 through 22. The basic definition of these two words is just means acting or being in conformity with what is morally upright or good, while righteous means acting in accord with divine and moral law. But that creates a problem for us as humans. You see, in verse 23, it tells us that all have fallen short of the glory of God. And if you read ahead in Romans in chapter 6, Paul tells us that the wages of sin is death. So because we are sinners, because we fall short, we owe death. We deserve death. And we have this payment to death that we have to make. And because we know that God is just and righteous, he can't merely just look away or turn his back on our sins and act like they never existed. There's still this payment that has to be made. But I want to also introduce you to a God who is loving and forgiving. And we can see this in John chapter 3. "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved." And that's exactly what God does. "For he made him who knew no sin to be sin for us, that we might become the righteousness of God in him." 2 Corinthians 5:21. God sees us and sees that we have fallen short, but he still decides to say, "Brady, Sam, Colby, Elijah, I know you've messed up, I know you've sinned, but because I love you so much, I'm going to forgive you. So instead of holding you accountable for your sins, instead I'm going to send my perfect beloved Son, Jesus, to die in your place and pay for those." So I remember reading a book called More Than a Carpenter. It's actually on the bookshelf out there in the lobby. And one of the lines that really struck me when reading it is said, "Wherever there's forgiveness, there's payment." And it later goes on to say, "Forgiveness always has a price." And this is why we're gathered around this table today, because we know that we have been bought with a price, and that price is the body and blood that Jesus sacrificed on the cross for us. And before Sam comes and prays for the cup, I just want to take this last chance to introduce you to our God, who is just, who is righteous, who is loving, who is forgiving, and who is everlasting. Amen.
Let's bow. Dear Lord, we thank you for sending your Son to die so that we could take his body to remember his sacrifice. We thank you that you would be willing to send the one person who always was beside you in heaven to earth to die for your creation. Thank you. Amen.
Bow with me. Dear God, as we all gather here today, let us not forget your teachings, your blessings, your worship, and just let us not forget anything that you've given us, all our blessings that you've given us, and just we're all so thankful for it. Jesus' name, amen.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you that we get to come together and worship you. And we pray that this will be a good Sunday for all of us. Please help us to give back to you, to realize all that you've done for us, and try and give back, no matter how little or insignificant we see.